Hello?
Hey, Miss Ryan, how are you?
Oh, I'm all right. How are
This
you?
is good calling from Woodlawn High School.
Uh-huh.
So we had an incident today during class, and I want to make you aware of it. And it has to
Which
do
class?
with science.
In science.
Hold
Again.
on,
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I gotta get a piece of paper and write this down. Hold on. Give me a piece of paper. The class that I've asked Pam Taylor, you, and the principal to take him out of. What happened?
Okay, it's not agriculture science, this is regular
No, I'm
science.
talking about the science class.
Okay.
The one that you called me and I had to leave my MRI over.
Okay, well, he's on
Same
his way
class.
home, but I just wanted to make you aware of this incident that happened today in class.
Okay. I just wanted to make you aware that I've asked you, the principal, and Pam Taylor to have him removed from that class. What happened?
Alright, Blake was in class, and apparently he has a runny nose and another tissue. The student gave him a piece of tissue.
Okay.
I just know Blake threw the tissue back at the student. So the student just handed Blake the roll of tissue. Blake in turn took the roll of tissue and threw it back and hit the young lady in the face with a roll of toilet tissue.
A roll of toilet tissue. How did toilet tissue get in a classroom?
Our teachers have small rolls of tissue in their classroom.
They have
so when
small.
Runny nose, they won't have to keep asking to leave class.
Was it Kleenex or toilet paper?
Toilet paper. Toilet paper.
Okay,
But
so
teachers don't
toilet
always buy
paper.
Kleenex. We have little small rolls of tissues and our custodians clean
Yeah,
they
okay.
change
So
the roll
it's
in the
not.
restroom, they give the little end of the roll which has like a small amount of tissue on it.
Okay, so it's a small amount of tissue.
It comes off an industrial roll of tissue. So I wasn't in the classroom.
Oh, now it's an industrial roll. It went from a small to a small amount to an industrial amount. Okay.
How did Blake get the roll?
How did Blake get the roll?
Couldn't he have a piece ripped off? This is so ridiculous.
The young lady handed it to Blake so he could get his own tissue to blow his nose with Ryan.
How did the young lady get it?
It was in the classroom with Ryan.
Then why didn't Blake get his own tissue?
The young lady handed it to him. She was just being, it was a common courtesy. I don't know. But
You don't know. You wasn't there.
I'm reading the student statements, ma'am.
Which ones?
It's several students in the class witnessed the incident.
Several students in the classroom said that she gave him a roll, a industrial roll of toilet paper
No, listen, Miss Ryan.
to my son, and for no reason, he just threw it. Is what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am. He threw it and hit the girl in the face and she slapped him.
And she slapped my son in the face.
Ma'am.
From across where does she sit in the classroom?
Right next to him.
And why is she up out of her desk?
She wasn't up out of her desk. She was in her desk.
And the roll of toilet paper was on her desk?
It was, okay, they all sit in the front of the class, and the young lady sits by Miss Ellis's desk, and the tissue was on her desk. And she reached on her desk, gave Blake the tissue so he could get his own tissue.
He should be getting his own tissue, and she should be minding her own business. And Blake should be taking care of his own nose. And then when he gets home, I'm going to find out what happened. In his words.
Before the young lady gave him the tissue, he was picking his nose and flicking and rubbing the contents on other people in the class.
He was picking his nose and putting it on other people?
Sticking boogers in the class, Miss Ryan.
And putting it on other people?
On other students in the class.
He put them on other people.
Ma'am, and it's on my statement.
And how did he got up out of his chair and put him on them?
I wasn't in the class, and I'm just reading the student statements of the people who were in the class.
picking his nose up and running around the room throwing and putting boogers on people. That sounds. Where was the teacher?
It's lying. I did not say.
Was the teacher in the room when Blake was running around the room putting boogers on people?
I didn't say running around. The teacher was actually in the classroom.
Okay, so the teacher's in the classroom. The girl's sitting by the desk. And there's an industrial roll of toilet paper instead of a box of Kleenex, which should be in there.
But no,
And she hands him, and she hands,
teachers do not have to provide.
she hands, well, she hands,
Because it's
you can't,
something they don't have to do. That's why when the custodians switch out the paper, the toilet paper in the bathroom, that is on an industrial.
okay, teachers
They don't have to
do
provide Kleenex for their students to use.
not have to provide Kleenex.
But you know what, Ms. Lyons, you're missing the point. You're
Oh,
trying to hit a girl in the face with a roll of toilet tissue.
And wait, no. What? First of all, it's a little roll, and I can't understand why he would throw something at her. That's just not something Blake.
I said a little roll. I said it's a little amount of paper on the industrial
Okay.
roll. You wanted to talk about the size of it, but Ms. Lyons, all of that is irrelevant. Your son hit a student in the face.
Sounds.
Roll of toilet tissue.
And somebody
That's
slapped my.
ice on the
Okay.
top to put on her face.
First of all.
It was horrible.
First of all, she gives him the roll. I don't know what happened. I don't know what she said to my son. Second of all, she slapped. She took her hand and slapped my son in the face. Now, I know my son. I know what he does. But I know one thing. He doesn't have a mean intention. Okay? I know my son does not have a mean intention. Okay? That's not how autism or autistic or Asperger children think. So my son got slapped in the face by somebody's hands.
Yes, ma'am.
And so she got slapped in the face. My son gets hit for 2 times. This is the second time he's been hit.
I know.
Because he's picking his nose. So my son does pick his nose. I'll tell you that. He picks and picks and picks. It drives everybody crazy. It makes them gross out. And it makes them uncomfortable. Okay? They pick on my son about him picking on himself. Okay? I know this. So I don't know what provoked my son to do something like that, which is not right. However, when you have a disabled child, in the book, it clearly states that it is a rule of the school for anyone to make fun of a disabled child.
What, ma'am?
It says in the book, the rule book that you give out, you know, that I was supposed to get at the meeting and I didn't get at the meeting, the IEP meeting.
I know which book. I just want to make sure.
It's a rule book that you give out to parents every time there's a meeting. And I didn't get that book when I was at the last meeting. Okay? That book. That book right there. Inside that book, it says in that book, you asked me to, if I could talk to you and talk to you anytime I wanted to, and that you would understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so.
Here's the thing. Once I get off with you, I have to call this little girl's mama and explain to her why we had to.
Okay, so you don't have time to talk to me, is what you're saying?
Time to talk to you, but what I'm telling you is, Ms. Lyons, I'm just calling, making you aware of the situation.
I know you are making me aware of the situation, but I have some questions and I have some things that I would like to be able to express to you.
That, hey, I need to contact this parent before this child gets home, so she don't know
Well, I was contacted after my son got home from the agriculture science.
Well, I was. I mean, here's the thing.
But anyway, so I'm trying to find out what's happening from you. And if you don't have time to talk to me about it, just let me know, right?
I'm listening.
Just let me know right now because you got to go.
I'm listening, Miss Ryan.
Okay, in the book that I was supposed to get in the IEP that I did not receive, the parent teacher rule book, okay, it states that when a child is disabled, that it is against school rules to make fun of him. What?
I understand that.
Here.
Miss,
Okay.
Ryan.
So my son does not have he is not a deliberate person to act out because of I know because I've had that child for 16 years. I know what he does and I know what he doesn't do. And I don't make excuses for him.
I have 7 states from students who were in the class, and I'm just calling and reporting the incident to you, so you know you would be aware of it. I understand what the book says, but he hit 7 people that he hit the child in the face with a roll of tissue.
And she slapped my son in the face with her hands.
Yes, ma'am. You know,
Okay, so is there a consequence?
What's the consequence?
Ma'am?
Did you find out if she said anything ugly to my child? Did you find out if anyone made any fun of my child and whatsoever?
No, ma'am.
No, you didn't investigate that.
Here, every incident form I have says something to the effect. Blake was picking his nose.
Is
He
there
was getting tissue. He didn't want the tissue. They gave him a roll. He got angry.
They made fun of him.
Just a young lady hit her in the face. She got up and she slapped.
She got up and slapped him.
That's what all my
So it's okay for people to make fun of my son. But it's not okay if he defends himself, and it's okay for her to get up and slap my son in the face. It's against school rules to make fun of my son, number 1. Number 2, he would not have done that if she would not have provoked it, okay? And she is provoking my son, which is also in the school rules. If you provoke a child that has a disability, that is also in the school rules. And the only time, and you have to know my child.
Have you, Miss Lyons, have you talked to Blake about this incident yet?
I'm telling you, my son does not walk up to people and hit people or do anything unless you provoke him, unless you make fun of him and you keep on and on and on. And this is what has to stop. Now, I'm not going to make excuses. When he gets home, I'm going to find out the details explicitly. And I'm not making excuses for my son. I know by far that he is not perfect, okay? And he will have consequences. He always has. However, when my child is every time has ever been involved in anything like this, he was pushed to his limit. Okay? And it's not fun for someone, I know it's gross. Granted, I'll agree to that. Okay? I'll send him to school with Kleenex, whatever it is it takes, because you don't have the money to provide Kleenex. But I know my son does not start arguments and fights. And I know my son has been told, we don't like you. You're weird. Why don't you just leave? We don't want you around here. He has no filter of being able to know when they call him retarded and they call him names or they say these things. He has no filter to understand. He really believes that those things that he is being told are true. And they need to know. And I told, hold on a second. Hello?
Hello, may I speak to Christine?
Who's calling?
My name is Jerry Winfield. I'm with Cap Area Human Services District.
Okay.
And I had a message.
Yes,
on
can you
my
hold just 1 second? There was an incident at the school. And I'll be
Okay.
glad to talk to you about this. Hold
Or
on.
you can call me back.
What's your number?
It's 925-1963.
And what's your name again?
Jerry. Winfield.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jerry.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm back. You there? Okay. Anytime, and it's been an ongoing thing for him being bullied. He has been bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied. And even more so because he's different. And I know kids can be mean. I realize that. And I realize he's going to have to get some coping skills and how to, because I've tried for him to consider the source. Okay? Even when people have hurt him and he's done nothing, says the teacher, he still would try to forgive them to try to be friends because he doesn't have them, because he doesn't have social skills. So, if you study autism or Asperger's or whatever, you will see what I'm saying is the same thing that every other parent. Well, this, there's 3,000 people that walk that says the same thing I'm saying, okay? It's not just something, it's a common denominator thing here, okay? But
I've listened to you, but here's the catch-22. When I call this young lady's mama, what am I supposed to say?
well, first of all, I would like to find out what was done to my kid to provoke him to do something like that. What they said to him. I want to know what they said to him. Because that is not something Blake would do.
I don't know, but I know what these statements say. I honestly don't know, but it's just...
Well, you know.
And explain to her, this parent is not going to want to hear how about a child has Asperger's.
She's not going to want to hear how, she don't want to hear how somebody made fun of her. I understand that there was one other boy that was throwing paper at my son to stop picking on his nose. Then she gets up out of the room and hands him a roll of toilet paper, which she has no business being out of her seat or doing anything for my son. She has no business doing anything for my son. So when he gets home and I find out what happened, and if they've made fun of him in any type of way, I guess, what do we do from there? Okay, well, I got to call this lady back after this.
Yeah, just tell her thank you.
Okay, so what's the consequence? She's got to call this other lady, but she didn't have the whole story because Blake has a hard time whenever something happens to talk and communicate with others. That's called Asperger's.
Right. Is there a consequence today? That's what I want to know.
Is there a consequence today?
No, ma'am. I'm just making you aware of it.
Okay.
There are no consequences. I need to pull the students out of the class on Monday and interview them and do my own investigation and find out what happened.
Okay.
So, thank
I'll
you.
see what Mr. Edwards and we'll make it.
Okay. I really appreciate that. I will appreciate that, and then I will also, what is your email again, real quick? I will also, J Good, A MEN at ebr.schools.org. Okay. I will, when he gets home, I will find out, and he will not lie. He will blatantly tell me the truth. He always
I
does.
understand, Ms. Lyons. That's your son, and you've lived with him for 15 years. You know more about him than I do. So I know what the students wrote on the statement.
Especially if they're all making fun of him. And I've already requested to have him removed out of that class.
Okay, Ms. Lyons.
All right, thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too.
All right. Let's slow down. Jill closed at noon. We'll call on her Monday.
Let me call this counselor back.
Real quick.
What?
May I do one thing that I've been wanting to do? I just want to go to
I gotta
Jamie's?
call this counselor back, Jerry.
Okay.
We need counseling. This is why he ran away.
But that's not the care center, though.
Yes, it is.
I don't hope so.
That's the lady we called and left a message to call me back.
Miss Williams?
Okay, so I'm done recording this.
Gary Winfield speaking.
Yes, may I speak back with Jerry? And Jerry?
Gary.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, I'm Christine Lyon Lorio, and I'm with my son, Christopher Blake Bennett. And I haven't found out yet. I had a phone call from Miss A. Gooden, a principal, who called me and told me that he threw a toilet roll paper in someone's face. So I want to find out what happened today in that science class.
I was minding my own business, and when she started to
Well, she said that you were picking your nose, and the little boy gave you paper,
no, it was
and
a
you were
girl.
boogers on everybody.
No, I was not.
That's what the other classroom members said, that you were wiping boogers on them.
No, I was not.
You wasn't?
No,
In the camera. Tell the camera.
I wasn't doing that.
Well, okay, when you got into school, okay, so you were picking your nose, and did somebody say what happened? Tell me what happened. How did it get started?
Tori telling me that I'm gross.
Who's Tori?
The girl that hit me in the face.
She slapped you in the face with her hands.
Yeah.
Did you throw toilet paper roll at her
After she did that,
after she slapped you? Not before.
she hit me 2 times on the shoulder with after I like that piece of toilet paper she threw at me.
First, she threw a piece of toilet paper at you and said you were gross.
Ugh.
It's okay. I know my son has autism, so he has a little hard time communicating with others, so it may take us a bit to get this out, but if you be patient, we'll get this. So you're
And after she threw it at me the second time, I balled it up and threw it back at her.
so she hit you
And I that's when she hit me on the shoulder.
twice.
No, like she hit me
Okay.
on the shoulder once. I grabbed the toilet paper roll, and when she hit me again on the shoulder, I yanked the toilet paper roll out of her hand.
And then what?
She tried hitting me in the face, and I caught her arm. When she hit me right here with her other arm, that's when I threw the toilet paper roll at her face.
Okay.
And she tried to go at me again, and I caught her arm again, and with her other arm, she hit me in the face.
So she hit you how many times?
About 8.
8 times in the face.
No, not once in the face.
But she tried to hit you 8 times, and you stopped her.
No, yeah, in total.
In total of...
What I told you.
Okay. So in total times, she tried to hit you
8 times.
8 times, and she
But
actually
only got,
got through once.
no, it was
A couple of times.
3,
3. How many times on the shoulder?
2.
And so everyone in the class is saying that you threw a toilet paper roll at her first, and then she slapped you in the face because of that. Is that true? Tell people
No.
what happened. Leave the computer and let's tell the people what happened. Thank you. Tell them. Because
Didn't I just
we're
do-
calling the police next. I'm making a police report. So if you could tell me what happened. What about this other boy in class?
Jackie?
Did he give you a piece of toilet paper?
No, he kept on saying I had measles.
Okay. Anybody else in the class say anything to you?
Anthony?
What did he say to you?
Same thing as Jackie.
Well,
They're like
just-
the Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Okay. So Jessie and Jackie, Tweedledee.
Jackie and Anthony.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jackie and Anthony, you call Tweedledee and Tweedledum because they do the same thing. So one will say one thing, they'll back each other up, so to speak. So they're both calling you, saying you have measles
Like,
from picking your face and picking your nose.
isn't measles black?
I'm not really sure. I have never had them before. That's a good question.
But can't you look it up on
Yeah.
on Google?
Yeah, we can try and look it up on Google. Okay, so you got two people making fun of you, and then what happens after they make fun of you? Anyone else in the class say anything to you?
Like, no, but I was, no.
No one else, just those two. And how did this girl that supposedly she sits by the teacher's desk?
No, she sits right beside me, and we're both by the teacher's desk. And she was outside.
The teacher was outside when this happened.
Yeah.
So the teacher wasn't in the classroom when this happened. Okay.
Even if she was, she would probably side them.
Why do you think that?
Have you seen what she's done previously, though?
Tell me a little bit about what she's. No,
I don't want to.
I know, but I want the people to know. Because
If they want to know, they can ask you.
I don't remember everything that she's done. If you could please help me, because it's been so much lately. For the past 4 years.
Singling me out.
Singles you out. And what else? Oh, that's my phone. Hello? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Jerry Winfield. Okay. So, in other words, I can get services from you and from her? Okay. 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 Alright, so I just need to get a copy of my son's records because, you see, he needs counseling and he hasn't gotten any yet. And the principal called me today, and I get one story from her from all the children making fun of him, and then when he comes in, It's a whole completely different story. He's been hit about almost 8 times. The girl tried to hit him 8 times, and after that he threw the roll of toilet paper back at her after 8 times. And the principal says the teacher's in the classroom, and I just found out the teacher's outside. She's not even in the classroom, Blake says to me. And says that Blake threw a roll of toilet paper and hit her in the face, so she slapped him back because of that. So they keep taking up for these other kids because they're all angry at me because they put him in a self-contained class that he's not even supposed to be in. And they broke the law.
That was an accident. Don't hit me.
Okay, well, I'm not working. I don't even have a job right now because the storm destroyed it. Okay, well, sign me up for everything right now. Okay. And this is with you, right? Okay, 922. Okay. Okay, I need to schedule services with Dr. Lavelle. Okay. He has a Okay. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, alright. Well, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and call and file a police report on this little girl. I'm going to have to. I mean, she hit him 8 times. And then the principal changes the story around. You know he doesn't lie. He'll tell me. He'll tell me whether I like it or not. You know, he's very honest, you know, to a fault. He gets him in trouble too for being that way, so. But at least I know I'm going to get the truth out of him, you know. Whether, you know. So I'll call that Monday and also schedule services with you as well because we need this. We need services fast. I mean, he's gone too long without it. So, well, thank you for calling me back. And I will talk to just to get a copy of everything so I can have. It's just so I can. I'm gonna put. You know, of course, I'm gonna give. Right, I do. And so whenever I do, when we go into these, you know, schools and stuff like that, but he needs a para. But he doesn't need to be a self-contained class. And that, you know, they're not going to give it to him because it comes out of the pocket of the principal. That's why we don't get it. It's their money. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew that or not. I found this out through Margaret Burns, my advocate. She's, you know, has her master's in 5 states.
Yeah.
And she knows about every law with the school, and she has helped me tremendously. Not today.
What you just said.
I mean, she has really helped me understand so much and helped me get in with this attorney. Exactly, but that's the way it
Been
is.
waiting all
We
week.
keep giving the money to the wrong people. They're so scared their parents are going to spend it. No? You know, I mean, first of all, you get into our bank accounts. You know then we got to provide what we spend our money on if he's on disability. It makes no sense whatsoever. We should be able to get that money and give it to the necessary, because believe me, I second mortgaged my home so he could go to Hope Academy hoping that this would be the answer. In fact, it was a nightmare. So I appreciate you calling me back. I'll go ahead and make that appointment as soon as I can. I'm finished doing a little interview with my son, and you want me to call right now? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I'll just give you a call. I'll call Monday and set up an appointment with you for Christopher.
I've been waiting all week.
What did you say? Developmental disability. Make sure I say that. 922-0445. I need to schedule an appointment with Jim Lavelle and developmental disability. For my son who has a developmental disability. Okay. Can you spell your last Levell? Lavelle? Okay. And for my son who has a developmental disability. All right. Well, thank you. All right. So she's right. I can come to you and to her. And what would she do? So you'll have no service. What's the problem? Why? Then you know what it was? In the sessions, when I went into session, they didn't even have any written in the budget. The now rate. It's not even written in there. How you gonna get money if it's not written? Wasn't even written into the budget. So if it's not written? No, it's not. I was in the sessions when the man asked the health and hospitals. He said, yeah, I have it. Yeah. Huh? It is, but it's not even written in the budget for them to even, it's like I didn't fill out an application to come in and be evaluated. It's not written in the budget to even try to get it. And so you've been waiting how many years? So you've been waiting, and you're not getting it because it's not written in. Right. It's not going to happen, ever, unless it's written. Well, I don't know what they're doing. They're keeping the money is basically what they're doing. Number one, the principal's keeping the money, and they're all good. You know what I mean? It's like all this money is for these children, but they don't get it. The kids don't get it. Huh? What does? Who gives it to them? The state gives the money to the school for special education per child, and they don't give them the services. Wow. Wow. Well, let me tell you what they did do after moving the principal from this school to another school, because what she, did to Blake. After the IEP, he was supposed to be in robotics, and she went and took him out of his class and put him in another class in agri-science with people who had priors just coming up and hitting him in the head. Just sitting there. the coach said he wasn't doing anything, minding his own business. And the boy just comes up there, and so he was on the computer, and he just kept antagonizing him, calling him retarded, calling him names, and he just ignored him. And he just kept on, and you remember how he, he's fixated on computers. Like right now, he's just asked me about 100 times, on the computer since he's been home, since I'm on the phone, and I've been waiting all week because his fixation with the computer's driving him crazy. So anyway, I just don't get this. We need a different system or something. So we gotta do something. We need a different system. We need to give it to the parent, not the school. But the parent has to pay for the service. You know what I mean? In other words, why are we giving it to the school? Because they're not providing it. They're mad because the private schools are getting it and they're keeping the money. They're doing the same thing. Well, I'm working on it. Trust me. I'm going all the way to federal court. I am. I'm going all the way to and this attorney has been to federal court, and she doesn't lose. She's just pray we get this attorney. Because we got to change some laws. We got to change some laws. We got to go lobby down there. We have to do something. We got to do something. What's that? DD counselors. Well, families helping families, basically. I call families helping families, and I got one phone call from a really nice lady saying, "Hey, my name is Cynthia. I'll be willing to do anything I can for you, help you advocate, and everything like that." And 2 minutes later, I get a phone call from a different person saying, "Nobody can go with you but me, and I can't say anything. All I can do is sit there because I've had prior problems with codependency." And when I walked into their meeting, they told me to sit down and shut up. It was their turn to talk. And all I've done was try to help. I just look at them when they do these in front of me. When they do these things, I'm just shocked. And the only reason why I'm there is to help Blake, and to help them. I've always even supported the teachers, but now, not anymore. I mean, unless they need that. I mean, he's got to do his homework. He's got consequences, definitely. But, now we've got principals, both of them now, lying about what's happening. Well, now she's got to do some investigating now. But she calls me and tells me a completely different story, and she's going by what all these other kids says, but not what Blake says. And makes him out to be, this behavioral, they start this behavioral thing, is what they start doing. And he's more of a problem. He's got behavioral problems. And he's really sitting there, he just said minding his own business, and she's making fun of him, calling him, saying, "You have measles, looks like you have measles," and then this other little boy says this, and then it goes on, and then some girl called him gross because he picks his face, and she's did something. He'll tell you about it as soon as I get the appointment with you. I mean, it's just ongoing. He's been abused and just hurt as long back as I can remember. And he still tries to be their friend. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. He still tries to have that what do I call it? Starts with a C. All right. Compassion. That's the word. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I will call Monday and make that appointment. And I need to get a copy of those records. Soon as possible. Thanks. Bye-bye. Alright, so in other words, you're sitting there, it's from what I'm gathering, as you're sitting in your chair, she's sitting in front of you or behind you?
On the side.
On the side. And her desk, from what I seen, you wasn't by her desk before, so they moved you.
Oh, I've always sat here.
Where does she sit?
The one right on the first or to the right table beside me.
I thought it was like rows.
Yeah, it's rows.
And there were like 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6,
7 rows.
I'm right
And
there.
her desk is here.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
The board is here. The windows are here. And her desk is here.
And I'm right there.
On this side or that
No,
side?
this.
You on the opposite side of the desk?
No. She's right. I'm right beside her.
Okay, but I'm trying to I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a picture. Her desk is here, right? And I remember me and you sat here. You sat there and I sat there in her class, and they had that Spanish person sitting here. And her desk was a little bit further away.
I was down. It was because I was sitting beside you. That's I wanted to be beside you, though.
Okay, so normally you're on the other side.
Yeah. Right.
And there's no other chairs there, just you and her. Okay, so you're in front of her desk and she's in front of your desk. But she wasn't in her room. The teacher wasn't in the room when this happened, right?
No.
Okay. So basically, you got hit almost 8 times. You stopped her, and when she hit you, you threw the roll in self-defense. Okay. All right. Well, you heard that from me and Blake. Did I get the story right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening, and I see Josh, my little boy, back there. And y'all have a nice day. Thank you.